Hi, this is Rick Bice with Bice Fit Exercises on behalf of Edmonds Park and Recreation. Today we're going to go through a circuit training class. What we'll do is we'll alternate between strength training exercises for the muscles, bones, and connective tissues, and then cardiovascular exercise for the heart, lungs, and circulatory system. What we'll do, it's all timed, so what we'll do is we'll do a minute on an exercise. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll do another minute on the same exercise or something very similar, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. So I'll call all those out as they happen. What you'll need for this exercise program today is a chair over here, maybe some light to medium dumbbells, and some resistance tubing or band. Maybe light or medium, whatever you have on that. With or without handles, doesn't matter on that. We will begin with a warm-up. We will go through the exercises, then we'll finish off with a cool down and then some stretches at the end. This is all at your own pace, so we strive for a minute's worth of work. If you need to take your breaks, quicker than that, or if by the end of the minute you're not tired or fatigued, you could just go straight through that break that we have. So it's all up to you, the kind of resistance you use, whatever works for your body. Make sure your surrounding area is clear, that you've got room to move around, arm's width sort of stuff at least. You have a proper footwear for the floor that you have. If you've got slippery hardwoods, make sure that you're wearing good shoes that aren't going to slip and slide. If you've got thick carpet, making sure that your feet aren't going to get, isn't going to get caught on the carpet or something and trip you up. So just being careful. All right, let's begin. All right, we're going to start the warm-up here. Let's get moving. Nice and easy. We'll go for 2 minutes. Just breathe normally. As you move, your breathing will increase. Heart rate will increase. Nice and easy. We're just warming up. We're looking to get some blood flow through the muscles. Grease the joints up a little bit. Stretch the lungs. So just kind of some easy movements. Putting the body through its paces, different movements that we may do during the exercises. Got a minute and 15 left. Again, we're just looking to get the heart rate elevated barely. Maybe break a light sweat. Pretty easy stuff. If you've got an aerobic step or maybe an indoor bicycle or rowing machine, a set of stairs right next to you, might be a good time to use that. Again, just gentle. When we get to the cardiovascular sections, we'll do close to the same thing, just a little bit more vigorously. There, we will be aiming to increase the heart rate more so. 35 seconds. Get all the clicks and cracks out of the joints here. You can do what I'm doing or something else, if you've got dance classes you've done. Again, anything consistent to get the body moving. All right. Nice job. First exercise here is the forward lunge. So what we'll do here is, I'll do it against here. Basically, just standing away from a wall or a chair and about hands length away, arms length away, and you're just going to lunge forward and back out. Lunge forward and back out, okay? Weight's going to shift onto that front leg and you're going to push out. Shift onto the front leg and push out. All right. How deep you go is up to you. We're looking to work the thigh muscles and also the muscles in the rear, the glutes. Okay. So real gentle. So we'll go about a minute each side, or you can switch at any time, of course. You're going to sink straight down. Pretend like someone's just pushing you straight down, not forward. I may be stepping forward, but I'm going to sink down with most of the weight being on this front leg. Back knee bends, heel can come off the ground. How low you go is up to you. You will hinge slightly, so head and chest are going to face forward, but your chest and head may lean forward and hinge over your knee and foot. But you do not want the knee going forward. You want that knee right above the shoelace area. All right, take a break there, shake it out. Again, how low you go is up to you. You can go, a full lunge to where your knee touches the ground, or just like what I'm doing, more of a shallow lunge. So what I'll do is I'll face this direction now, and I'll do left knee. Just make sure to maintain normal breathing throughout the exercise. 5 seconds. All right, here we go. And again, if you need your chair in front of you or to the side of you for balance, or the wall or window sill, I can hold on to this wall if I need to, just for a little bit of stability. How big of a step you take is up to you. You can take a pretty large size step or a smaller step. As long as you're keeping most of your weight on that front leg and you're sinking straight down as opposed to going forward, right? Almost there. About 5 seconds. All right, nice job. Okay. Next up, seated lean back with a chest press. So you'll need your resistance tubing, with or without handles, and your chair. All right, so taking a seat on the front half of the chair, band behind you at armpit level, chest level. You're going to lean back just a little bit, engaging the abdominal muscles, and then you're going to push out. So it's a chest press with your tubing or band while you're leaning back slightly. Okay? Make sure not to lean back too far. You don't want the feet to slip out in front of you. Make sure that chair is nice and solid, not going to tilt on you. Keep breathing. Here we're working the pectoral chest muscles, front deltoids in the shoulder, triceps in the upper back arms, and then abdominals are doing some work also when you lean back. Take a break if you need to. I'm using these without the handles. Band will be too long if I try to use the handles. So I'm just grabbing on the actual band. And remember, if you need things tougher, go ahead and take a break. If you need things tougher, you just reach back a little further. If I want this harder, I can reach back and make that band tighter the whole time as I'm pushing out. Okay? If I want things easier, I'm going to reach more as far to the ends as I can. If you've got different resistance tubings as far as strength, of course, switch things out as you need to if you want it easier or harder. Otherwise, if you just have one you're using, just adjust where you're gripping the tubing. All right, so we'll try it again. Nice tight grip, all right, firm grip. You don't want this slipping out of your hand and whacking you. All right, let's go ahead again. And lean back. You're breathing, of course, the whole time. Head and chest are just going to face forward. Straighten those elbows all the way. And hands are just, at about chest height, armpit height the whole time. Since you're leaning back, they're going to be going up slightly. Nice and easy. Keep it up. Keep breathing. If you need to, sit up, take a break for the abdominals. And then lean back again. Try to keep those feet on the ground. Almost there. There you go. All right. So here's our break between exercises. Next one up is the bow and arrow row. So keep your resistance tubing again. Again, with or without handles, doesn't matter. I'll switch this one out for the one with handles. So here, we're going to do this one standing. I'm going to grab the handle on one, and then I'm going to give a wrap on one hand. Because what I want is to be able to pull back. But I'll even wrap further, because I want this hand in front of me. So now you're gonna pull back, squeeze, pull back and squeeze. So elbow goes back, squeeze your shoulder blade towards your spine. Okay, I have this hand in front of this shoulder. Okay, not over in front of my left, it's in front of my right, where the right hand is doing the work. And I don't really have to hold on to the band as much since I have it wrapped around the hand. Elbow goes straight back, hand finishes off right close to the armpit and shoulder. Brace the core, keep everything nice and tight. My left arm is getting some work in the shoulders and the tricep. Of course, having to hold and anchor this. 10 seconds. Elbow goes back, squeeze the shoulder blade. This one's a little smaller movement. We're focusing more on shoulder blade, squeezing towards the spine. All right, take a break. So what I'll do now, I'm going to switch sides. You don't have to use a handle on this if you want to hold on somewhere else instead of the handle, or if you don't have handles, it doesn't matter. It's the same sort of thing. This a little tighter. We'll do it without the handle on this one. All right. So again, arm stays out in front. I'm using my left hand to pull. Right hand is anchoring and staying in front of that left shoulder. Keeping that elbow straight. Elbow goes back. Focusing on squeezing the shoulder blade towards my spine. Working the upper back muscles and the rear deltoids in the shoulder, in the back of the shoulder. Bicep in the front upper arm getting a little bit of work here. Muscles around the shoulder blade, upper and middle back. Core abdominals, hips having to stabilize. And then this right arm, the anchor, of course, remember getting some work, just having to hold out there. 10 seconds. Keep breathing. Elbow goes back, squeeze that shoulder blade. All right, nice job. Well done. Okay, so we got a cardiovascular, so getting rid of your bands, clearing out a spot if you need to, just like we did with warm-up. All right, so you can get right to it if you want, or you can, break for about 30 seconds, loosen up a little bit. So remember, cardio is a lot like the warm-up we just did, just a little quicker, a little faster. Again, making sure you've got nothing that your hands are going to whack, or you're not running into furniture. Making sure your floor is not too slick, with the shoes that you have on. If you've got hardwoods, if you've got long carpet, making sure you're picking your feet up, not dragging them. Don't want anything to trip over or catch your feet. So again, same sort of thing, a little quicker. We'll go for about, we got about two and a half minutes, two to 2.5 minutes or so is what we'll shoot for here. Again, if you've been in aerobics classes or dance classes, utilize some of those moves. Zumba, if you have an aerobic step in the house, or a stair that you just want to step up and down on, or a set of stairs you want to climb up and down. We just want continuous movement, something that's going to get the heart rate elevated, get your breathing elevated, start sweating a little bit, raise the heat. If you've got treadmill, rowing machine, bicycle, elliptical, any of those sort of things, go on in there and go for it. You've got, again, 2 to 2.5 minutes, real quick. You'll want to use your quick start features on your machines because you just want to get on and get going. You don't care about calories, you don't care about weight, any of that sort of stuff. You just want to get on and get moving because, again, we've only got about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes at tops. We got 58 seconds left. And like usual, breathing. Don't want to hold our breath ever. All right, a little bit of movement here. Internal, external rotation of the shoulders. Of course, careful where you're stepping. I see myself on the video recorder here, so I know what's around myself. A couple more seconds, almost there. Keep moving. Push hard. All right, nice job. Well done. So what we need, a couple dumbbells on the smaller side if you have them. If you don't have dumbbells, soup cans can work. Small bags, with items in them, as long as they have a good sturdy handle. What we're going to do is something called an L raise. Think of the letter L. That's a 90 degree. We're going to do a front raise for the shoulder and a side raise for the opposite shoulder. So here's the front raise. And then here's the side raise. Now you can do it alternating like this, or we can do it at the same time. Palms are going to be in, thumbs are kind of the up position. Nice firm grip, dry hands. You don't want these dumbbells, slipping out and landing on your feet or your hardwoods, right? Okay. So we're working that front deltoid and middle deltoid in the shoulder. You're going just about parallel to the floor, maybe a little higher, slow and controlled, bracing that core. Abdominals are tight, a nice good wide stance. No hips movement, right? Nothing moving but the shoulders. Elbows are fairly straight. And again, you can, alternate if you want to, especially if if you've only got one dumbbell. So either way. You can also alternate this way. If you want to go back and forth, we'll be doing that second set, at least switching to the other, I'll be switching to the other arm. So if you want to do that, the whole time, instead of trying one side the whole time, it's up to you. All right, take a break there. Grab a sip of water if you need to. Keep moving, even if you're just walking in place a little bit. Let's keep that heart rate elevated somewhat. We got about 18 seconds. So second set, what I'll do is now I'll switch it to this side. Again, you can do that at any time. You don't have to go for the whole minute on one side. And you can also, switch back and forth too. If you really, if you're having an issue with coordination-wise, you could always just do the fronts and just do the sides. All right. So if it's, if you're having a hard time coordinating this sort of stuff than just do one or the other. All right, let's keep going here. So now I'm on this side. Always breathing. Looking good there. No pain, right? Really no discomfort either. A little bit of burning in the muscles you're using, that's all. That's all we're looking for, some burning in the muscles that goes away when you stop moving. No discomfort, no pain in the shoulders, no pinching, no large popping or anything like that, right? Keep it comfortable, even if that means changing your range of motion. Maybe you're not going as high. Maybe it's a smaller range of motion, or maybe the elbows are bent a little bit. Okay, remember, play around with whatever works for your body. All right, nice job there. Okay, so next one is on the floor. So if you got a yoga mat or something that you want to lay on that's softer than your floor, good time to grab that. So this one is laying on your back with your feet flat and your knees up, the hook lying position. All right. See if I can do this without the mic making a lot of noise. It tends to do that sometimes. All right. Okay, so laying down on your back, hook lying position, knees are up, feet are flat. You have that natural curve in your low spine, your lumbar curve. What we're going to do is we're going to rotate the pelvis backwards to flatten that spine. Okay, so if I rotate backwards, can't really see probably, but think about if your hips rotate backwards, if they were a bucket of water, you would have water spilling out the back. All right, so hips rotate backwards, like Michael Jackson doing his hip thrust sort of thing. You're going to hold that position, pushing your low back firmly into the ground, not as hard as you can, but firmly. Hold that position, maybe a couple seconds or 10 seconds or 20 seconds, whatever, and then relax. Then reset, retilt. And as you hold that tilt, you're going to bear down on those abdominals, tighten everything up. Hips are going to stay on the ground. You're not lifting the hips up at all. This is all in the pelvis and the abdominals, low back. And then relax. All right, take a break there. So second set, what we're going to do, I'm going to add a dead bug to it, okay? So we're going to pelvic tilt and hold, and then think about marching. So lifting one leg up and then the other leg, back and forth. And then opposite arm, opposite leg, or same, doesn't matter. Now I'm going to reach up with the arms. Think about a bug on its back. You know, sometimes they're dead with the legs sticking up. And then take a break at any time. Reset that tilt. And then start adding that marching and the arms in. Here we go, second set. Keep it controlled. Feet, you know, only coming up, maybe 6 inches off the ground, not too much. Arms, you know, whatever range of motion feels comfortable. And then take a break whenever you need to. Make sure to breathe. Remember to hold your breath. There you go. Keep going. Nice and tight with the abdominals. If you find you're losing that tilt, reset. Take a break and reset it. Especially when you lift that, you know, the foot up or your arm goes back. If it's too hard to hold that pelvic tilt, then just focus on that tilt and maybe just no arms or no legs. We're taking a break. All right, nice job. Okay, up we go. Off the ground. Clear up your space. Getting rid of your mat. Clean up here. Take your time getting up if you need to. You know, make sure you're not getting any lightheadedness. Just take your time. Hold on to something if you need to. Get your bearings. All right. Whenever you're ready, we're going to do a side squat with a side step. Or I'm sorry, just a squat with a side step. So, taking a seat or a squat, head and chest are going to face forward. Feet are about hip to shoulder width apart. We're going to pretend as if we're sitting down on a chair. So if I take a seat, How low I go is up to me. I can go, until my thighs are parallel to the floor, or I can just do a more shallow squat. Weight shifts to my heels. I stick my butt out. I'm going to hinge forward with my torso here. You'll see my chest and weight is over my feet a little more. You might feel like you're going to fall back a little bit. That's okay. Be ready to catch yourself if you lose your balance. Put a chair behind you if you need to for support. Just remember it's there. And how low you go is up to you. So what we'll do also, we'll add a side step. So we're going to squat down, step to the side, squat, step to the side, squat, step to the side. All right, nice and controlled. All right, take a break there. So here we're working thigh muscles, quadriceps in the thighs, gluteus muscles in the rear, abdominals, again, torso muscles having to do some support, hamstrings, everything having to play a support role. And then outside of the hips and thighs when we do that step too. Making sure you're breathing, right? Don't hold your breath at all. Remember to get a sip of water if you need to. All right, let's get in position for a second set. So, nice squat and step to the side. Again, how low you go is up to you. Keep it comfortable. If you want more work, going a little bit lower on your squats than I'm doing, or holding a dumbbell or kettlebell or bag of flour or something at your chest to add some more weight to your body. A couple dumbbells in your hands. It's all up to you. 30 seconds. Let's go more side here. Really making sure that head and chest are forward, that you're just hinging and leaning over slightly, letting that low back stay straight. And then how deep you go is up to you, depending on how you're feeling. All right, nice job there, well done. Okay, so next we have a cardio, so we can get going right away if you want, or grab a sip of water. All right, I'm gonna start with some toe taps here. Maybe crossing. We got about 18 seconds till the official start. Add some bicep curls in. How fast you go is up to you, remember. If you're looking for music to do with this, something around 124 or 130 beats per minute, around that speed is kind of what you're looking for exercise. All right, I'm gonna switch to my heels here. 2 minutes and 16 seconds to go. Remember, a little faster. You should be quite warmed up now, so maybe make this your strongest cardio of our three. Really push hard. All right, do a little bit of punching opposites here. 3, 2, 1. Start speeding things up. Make sure you're breathing right. That talk test, remember, say a sentence. My name is Rick. I like to eat baked potatoes on Wednesdays. Something like that. Kind of give you a little test. If it's too easy, if you can sing. If you can start, belting away and singing just fine, without being out of breath, you probably need to work a little harder then. All right, I'm gonna switch to some uppercuts here. 3, 2, 1. Just kind of back and forth. Now, depending on your room that you're in, being careful, especially if you're going backwards. I know what's behind me. I can see on the screen. You may not have that luxury. So just being careful of what's behind you. All right, switch to some marching here. We got about 35 seconds. And we're gonna do some shoulder presses with this. 3, 2, 1. Just straight up in the air, palms forward, military press. 14 seconds. Keep breathing, keep moving. All right, nice job, nice job. Okay, upright rows and side bends. So you will need your resistance tubing again. I'm going to use the one with the handles this time. All right, so upright rows, and kind of like what we did with the regular rowing, but now I'm going to cross. And if you want, you can put the feet together too. Just kind of depends on how long your bands are. If your bands are pretty short, maybe only 1 foot in there. And basically, we're looking at this sort of exercise here for the first minute. Easier if you cross it too, as opposed to not having them crossed. Stand up nice and tall. And, you know, have the resistance more on the front part of the foot is where you're stepping on the bands. You see my wrists and hands are facing down, elbows go up, and I stop right about the chest armpit area. Trying to get those elbows up to at least shoulder height, if not a little higher. All right, about 25 seconds. Try to stand up nice and tall. And we're working a little bit of that middle deltoid in the shoulders, and then upper trapezius, muscles between your neck and shoulders. Kind of just hunching up. It's okay to hunch up at the top. Shrug up. Almost there. Okay, nice job. So we've only got a minute of that, and then next minute we're going to do side bends. And what we'll do is we'll do about 30 seconds of each. Okay, so real quick, just going to stand on the band. In this sort of motion here. And whatever kind of resistance you need, I'm going to step on the band, and as I side bend this way, these muscles here have to do the work pulling that band. All right, let's begin here. And again, 30 seconds, we'll switch sides real quick. Your hand is just holding on to your band or your handle as an anchor. Hips are not involved at all. Okay, this is basically from the waist up is what I'm doing, side bending. Okay, no hips involved, just upper. Less than 10 seconds here. All right, let's switch here real quick. So I'm just gonna move over and step on the band and start right back up again. Arm is just straight. Here I'm working obliques, the side handle area, side bending the torso. So from the waist up, and I'm pretending like I'm just, running my hand down my leg, like I'm trying to touch the side of my knee. 5 seconds. Keep going. Slow and controlled. No hip movement. All right. Nice job. Okay, so getting rid of your rubber bands and grab your chair. Seated lean back. All right. So we've got seated lean back with a dead bug. So taking a seat on the, kind of the first half of your chair so that you can lean back a little bit. Now, how far you lean back is up to you. I don't want you to lean back so far that your feet slip out, because you don't want to lose your balance and possibly tip over. So being careful, lean back, and then think about a bug that's on its back, okay? And we're going to march at the same time as you're leaning back, just a small march, and then at the same time, kind of a shoulder press like what we did sitting down already. The shoulder press here. And now I'm doing both. And if I need a break, I can just sit up. If you don't want to lean back, if you just want to do the dead bug without leaning back, that's fine too. You can sit, sit against the back of the chair. Otherwise, if you want more abdominal work, you get a nice lean back. And you can alternate, arms and legs, or same side, arm and leg, as I'm doing here. Then take breaks as you need to. We've got about 17 seconds. Hip flexors, the fronts of the hips are getting plenty of work. You're probably tiring those out quickly. Again, take a break when you need it and sit up. And then lean back. All right, take a break here. So how far you lean back is up to you. How high and straight you go with the arms is up to you. And then how high you march also. Hip flexors in the fronts of the hips. We're getting some shoulder work and some tricep work a little bit. If you want to hold on to dumbbells for a little more resistance, you can. We've already worked the shoulders with the shoulder press today, but whatever works for you. This is more trying to get the core to do some work. And the core is doing some work even more so because you're doing other stuff around it while it's doing that. We're not just leaning back and sitting. We're moving around. Last second set here. So now the core has to work even harder because I'm taking 1 foot away, every step. I've only got 1 foot on there for support. I've also got upper arms and shoulders doing stuff. Again, take breaks as you need to. And and if you need to stop the marches and do the other stuff, or if the shoulders are bugging you, just worry about marches at the same time. But if you think of one of those, a beetle laying on its back with its legs up in the air, kind of where the dead bug comes from. 10 seconds. Let's keep it up here. Keep breathing, always breathing. Never holding your breath through your workouts. All right. Whew. Nice job. Gets those hips tight. Okay, bent over tricep kickback. So clear your area, no chair, and then grab a couple smaller dumbbells. You can bring those hips forward, stretch those hips, hip flexors. We'll do some stretching at the end here. All right, so what we're looking at is you're going to hinge forward, give yourself a nice wide stance. Elbows are going to be tucked into your sides and back up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then we're going to straighten the elbows, let them bend. And you're just hinging from the hips, kind of like what we've been doing. Back is straight. Head and chest are facing down. I've got the knees slightly bent, sticking the butt backwards. And again, I'm trying to keep those elbows up behind me, like I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. Nice firm grip on those dumbbells, dry hands. If you want, you can do one at a time. You don't have to do them both. Or if you want to alternate, but try to straighten those elbows all the way, locking the elbow. And you're hinging and bent forward. You got to squat and bend forward a little bit. What you really want is your back and torso to be closer to parallel to the floor if you can. But we lean forward and we bring those elbows back to kind of mimic that movement. All right, take a break. Whew. So triceps, back of the upper arm, getting a lot of work. And then of course, low back, hips, glutes, everything's doing some work to hold that position. Upper back, just getting into the position and holding it for the actual exercise is part of the toughest part. Because you're having to hold that position, especially we're trying for a minute. So hold that position the whole time while we do the actual exercise, which is really just an elbow exercise. All right, so try it again. Nice wide stance. Sticking the butt out, bending those knees a little bit, hinging forward. Elbows go back, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Your head stays neutral, and now we begin. I'm going to alternate back and forth on this set here. Palms are facing in towards you. And we're just working those elbows. Nothing else is moving but your elbows. And if you need a break, if that, if your low back is getting you from having to hold that position, just stand up and take a break. And then get everything right into that position and try again. The heavier the dumbbells, of course, the tougher it's going to be. The more repetitions, you do if you don't take any breaks or you don't alternate, that gets tougher. All right, nice job. Well done. Okay, let's get rid of the dumbbells. Nice job. That is all the strength training we got here. So we're going to do a cardio here and then a cool down. So again, if you want to get right into it, go for it. Otherwise, there's a 30-second kind of, break in between just to clear your area, get ready. Again, if you want to just get going, go for it. If you've got a treadmill or something, any machines that you have, rowing machines, if you want to get on it, ellipticals, get going. You want the quick starts. You just want to get on and get moving. You don't need to worry about time or calories or weight, any of that sort of stuff. Just get going as quick as you can. All right. So again, about 2 minutes and 15 seconds of straight movement. If you want to get some music on, have some music throughout the whole workout or just on the cardios, whatever gets you revved up. Something with a quicker beat. You can mimic movements that we've already done. Different things to keep you moving consistently. Remember, you're trying to get that heart rate up. Again, one more spike here. About 1 minute and 25 seconds left. Keep your balance, keep your coordination. Again, make sure you know what's around you if you're swinging your arms around. You don't want to whack your knuckles on things. Dead bug we did, you could do that standing, just kind of a marching and shoulder press. We call this the ladder climb. Just consistent movement. If you've got room for a jump rope, again, whatever works for you. If you have one aerobic step or once, maybe a stair into your kitchen or something that you're right next to, just using that as a step up and down. All right, we've got 11 seconds here. All right. Okay, let's keep moving. We're on to a cool down for 2 minutes now. So the opposite of the warm up. What we're trying to do is get that heart rate back down to a good manageable beats per minute. Under 100 beats per minute is what we're kind of looking for. So if you're checking your heart rate and stuff, maybe you've got a little Fitbit watch or you're checking your pulse. Under 100 beats per minute is deemed safe. Maybe it takes you less than 2 minutes to do that. Maybe it takes you longer and you have to cool down a little longer and just hit pause on the video or something. So we got 2 minutes, another minute and 18 seconds. And just, again, consistent movement, but slow. Nothing vigorous. Okay, you're going to slow things down. You're going to focus on your breathing, trying to relax, get your breathing under control. Try to relax and get your heart rate down. But you want to maintain some sort of movement. You don't want to just stop with your heart rate all blazing out of control. When your heart rate's up high and your breathing's up high, your muscles are needing a lot of energy, a lot of oxygen, and so that blood gets pulled in the muscles and shunted over there. And if you just stop, then that blood isn't able to circulate back to the brain as quick and easy as it usually does. And that could lead to lightheadedness, which then possibly leads to fainting or falls and injuries. So just nice and easy movement, 15 seconds, even if you're just walking in place. Keep breathing. All right. Next, what we have up here is the single leg balance. So we're going to work a couple of balance exercises. All right. So if you want, grabbing your chair again to have something to hold on to for support, or do this next to a wall or a windowsill. What we're looking at is a single leg balance. Basically, just like a flamingo, just standing on one leg, okay? Working the balance and coordination. If this is easy for you, then closing an eye, closing both eyes while you do this, swinging your legs. Maybe if you have a tennis ball that you can bounce and catch, or throw against the wall and catch. Anything to make this more of a challenge for you. If this is a little difficult or tough, keeping one foot on the ground, with the toe. Maybe you're holding yourself, okay? Maybe you're holding on to a chair, or just one fingers, or just having it there for support. Try to hold as long as you can, 2, 3, 10 seconds. Try for the whole minute. Again, whatever works for you. Here we're working, the ankle muscles are doing quite a bit of work. You're going to feel them tighten up. The glutes and the hips on the leg that you're standing on is doing a lot of work. Okay, 15 seconds left. And again, you can switch back and forth as much as you want. I'm trying to shoot for a minute on one leg, and for the second minute I'll try for my other leg. But whatever works for you. Whoops. All right, so now we switch legs. If you haven't already, now we're switching legs. And here we go, so another minute to go. And again, just playing around with whatever works for you. Closing your eyes, it makes a big difference, especially if your brain works really well visually. And if you take that away, all of a sudden, proprioception has to do a lot of work trying to figure out where you are in space without your vision. That gets a lot tougher. Keeping the knees slightly bent and always breathing. And body's talking to itself, trying to get all the muscles to align up. It's trying to keep you in line with gravity here. Ten seconds. Keep going. You got it. Ankle muscles are burning. I feel like my toes are trying to grab the ground. All right. Whew, well done. Good workout. All right, let's finish off with some stretches. All right, we'll do 3 different stretches. We'll hold these for, good 15 seconds a piece. If you want more stretching, hold those stretches longer, okay? All right, first one here for the back of the thigh, a little bit of the glutes and the calf area, those areas. I'm just gonna lean forward and squat. Most of my weight's on my back leg. I'm stretching the front leg, kind of digging my heel into the ground. And if I want, I can lean forward as if I'm trying to grab my toe, but I should feel the stretch in the back of the thigh, behind the knee, maybe the calf, maybe low back and glutes. And breathing, always breathing, trying to relax. Relax what you're stretching at least. All right, let's try the other leg. And if you need to hold on to something or do this next to a wall, we're not trying to balance at the same time. You don't want to balance and stretch at the same time. If you lose your balance, then maybe you overstretch something and that can cause injuries. So nice and slow, no bouncing, no jerking. Keep it controlled and gentle. And always breathing. Alrighty, let's try another stretch here. So we'll stretch kind of upper back, middle back, low back area. So what I'll do is I'll pelvic tilt. So what I'll do is I'll thrust the pelvis forward, squeezing my cheeks together on the rump. That straightens out that low back. And then what I'll do is I'll push my hands away from my body, stretching as far as I can away. Hands together or apart, doesn't matter. Rounding out that upper and middle back. Again, keep breathing. Really stretching that upper middle back. All right, nice job. One more here. So here we'll stretch the chest and the fronts of the shoulders. So we're going to go back like this. All right. Elbows go back as if I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. Hands can be above my shoulders or behind my ears or head. Really trying to open the chest up. And what I can do is lean back slightly, really stick the chest and tummy out. Bring the hips forward. We can stretch those hip flexors in the fronts of the hips. Really squeeze your cheeks together on your rump. And just kind of bow backwards. Keep your balance, keep breathing. And then let's go nice and wide, thumbs backwards, palms up. Really open up as wide as you can. Keep breathing. All right, and let's shake it out. Whew. Keep breathing. If you need to cool down more, then just kind of keep moving slow and stretching whatever works for you. All right, well done. Nice workout today. Thank you.